Alright, old school NBA fans, self-researched, NBA facts. Got another video for you. As always, thanks to anybody who watches my videos, subscribes to my channel. I really appreciate it. Want to send a special thanks to JE5406. Thank you very much for the super thanks. I very much appreciate it. All your generosity you've given this channel. Thank you. In this video here, it's kind of the opposite of the video I did yesterday. And that is, instead of talking about bad shooting games or lack thereof, how about the good shooting games and scoring games? And specifically, I want to talk about Kobe Bryant versus Michael Jordan. I hear a bigger content creator like Scap Attack. He goes to great lengths to talk about Kobe Bryant. Okay, that's fine. He's his favorite player. I get it. He'll bring up Kobe's 81-point game, and he'll bring up his other game where he was on pace to score 100 or something against Dallas. He had a big game. I can't remember the exact number of that game, but it's a big game. I noticed he never brings up Kobe's playoff scoring, and I wonder why. In all the videos I've seen of Scap Attack, he never brings up Kobe's playoff scoring individual games, and I just always found that odd. So I looked into it. There's two ways to look at a big game. You can look at the point total, which, obviously that's going to be the first thing people are going to look at, but also the efficiency, the field goal percentage. So it's two different ways to look at it. For Kobe, for example, Kobe Bryant, in his 199 starts in the playoffs, leaving off the one game against Indiana where he only played like 2 minutes, 199 games. He had 15 games where he shot 60% or better in the playoffs. And that comes to 7.53%. And some of those games, one of them was, for example, 2001 first round versus Portland. In game 2, he goes 8 for 11. That's 72.7%. Another one would be, for example, 2008 first round, game 2 versus Denver. A big game for Kobe. He goes 18 for 27, shooting 66.7%. That's a big game. 2009 first round, game 4 versus Utah, 16 for 24, 66.7%. That's great. But here's the thing when it comes to Kobe. 9 of his 15 games, he shot less than 15 shots to get that number. So a lot of these, he did not have to shoot a ton of shots. He had many games, like he had a game that was 6 for 9. He had a 6 for 10, a 9 for 15, an 8 for 11, 11 for 18, 9 for 14, 6 for 10. So a lot of those games, he didn't take a ton of shots. Now, I know a lot of that's because he had Shaq on his team. I get that. Why don't we take a look at Michael Jordan? What did Jordan do? In his 179 playoff games, he had 17 games where he shot 60% or more. That's a percentage of 9.49%, which is really good. Few examples of these games are 1989 Eastern Conference Finals, Game 3 versus Detroit. 16 for 26. That's 61.5%. That was the game right there that Detroit decided they need the Jordan rules because he was ripping them to shreds. And it was effective. The 1991 Eastern Conference Finals, Game 4 to close out Detroit. 64.7%. He was 11 for 17. Everybody knows about the ridiculous 1991 Finals, Game 2 against the Lakers. 15 for 18, 83.3%. The most efficient playoff game of Michael Jordan's career. And Kobe just has nothing to match that. Kobe Bryant has only 5 games where he took 20 or more field goal attempts and shot 60% from the field. Only 5 in the playoffs. That's it. You look at Michael Jordan, he's got 12 games where he took 20 shots and maintained a 60% field goal percentage from the field. And considering Jordan had 20 less playoff games, but had that many more, I would say that Jordan is easily the more efficient shooter. When Kobe was on the Lakers with Shaq, he probably didn't have the opportunity to shoot at a high volume as much as Jordan did, especially young Jordan. But Kobe did have chances after Shaq left. You know, there's a good amount of seasons there where he did have the opportunity to do that. When you look at the 50-plus point games in the playoffs, Kobe Bryant only has one. And here's a clip of that game right here.
A subpar first half.
Then Kobe Bryant. It's Parker. Kobe. Great pass to George.
The Bulls used to do it perfection with
Kobe Bryant at the buzzer.
Pounding away, pounding the paint, and then
Kobe Bryant into three defending. Kobe.
Starters out there, he knows they cannot have a bad quarter.
Kobe Bryant over Barbosa.
Absolutely. And you see all the shots you're taking. Now that's a toughing inside right now. I don't think the Lakers will beat them with jump shots.
He's got 18, now 20.
There this now called a pinch post, and he's got that shot down to the side.
Kobe for three.
That's a good foul, though. You don't wait for the foul.
Kobe Bryant. And Leandro picks up number 4. Stand against Kobe. Look at Bryant. Tapped in. Kobe. Oh, what a shot by Kobe Bryant. It's a 2. And the Lakers on top by 1. No, it's a 3. Kobe. The shot by Tim Thomas. Kobe Bryant. Again goes down to deep single digits at 2. Kobe.
Come on.
Oh,
how
42.
tough that shot was.
42 points for Kobe Bryant. With the left hand there. There's Bryant, who has taken 32. That's his 33rd shot.
Better stay out of those trapping corners.
Kobe for 3.
And that was 2006, Game 6 against Phoenix. And actually, the Lakers lost that game. Kobe scored 50 points on the dot. But Kobe needed, if you saw, a buzzer beater three-pointer, right? You saw that. And an overtime to get that 150-point playoff game. That's what he needed, all that to happen just to get a 50-point game. And that was definitely on a team that didn't have a lot of other options. You know, Lamar Odom, clearly the second best player. But it was all Kobe, basically, running the show, doing whatever he wanted. And even with that, Kobe got his 150-point game. Michael Jordan had a lot more than one. Michael Jordan had 8 50-point playoff games or more. And Jordan had obviously the record, the 63-point record of individual game. He had that. He also did it in the finals. 1993, Game 4, 55 points. That was pretty impressive. And something that I find very interesting is Michael Jordan in 1988, first round versus Cleveland. In Game 1, he puts up 50 points. In Game 2, 55 points. So Jordan had more in those 2 games than Kobe's entire playoff career, as far as 50-point games goes. In fact, Michael Jordan has 5 55-plus point playoff games in his career. He's got more 55-point games than Kobe does. He's got the same number of 60-point games as Kobe has 50-point games. And again, Kobe played more games, 20 more games than Michael Jordan did. And Jordan had some extremely efficient games. Like I said, he had 12 games of 20 or more field goal attempts and maintained a 60% field goal percentage. That is stellar. And real quick, 1988 second round against Detroit, Game 2, 14 for 22, 63.6%. 1989 Eastern Conference semifinals against the Knicks, Game 6, 14 for 22, 63.6%. The 89 Eastern Conference final game I talked about against Detroit, Game 3, 16 for 26, 61.5. He's got the 1990 Eastern Conference semifinals against Philly, Game 5, 17 for 26, 65.4%. That's amazing. 1992 first round versus Miami, Game 1, 21 for 34, 61.8%. 1992 first round against Miami in the same series, game 3. He goes 20 for 30, 66.7%. The 1993 Eastern Conference Finals versus the Knicks, game 4, 18 for 30, 60%. I mean, on and on and on it goes. 97 first round against Washington, game 2, 22 for 35, 62.9%. 98 first round, game 3 against New Jersey, 16 for 22, 72.7%. 98 Eastern Conference Finals versus Indiana, game 5. He goes 12 for 20, shoots 60%. But here's a game that never gets talked about. Nick Wright talks about the Orlando and Chicago series in 95, about how, oh, Jordan made mistakes and Pippen was great, even though it's not true. You go back and look at the box scores. Pippen was far from great in that series. In fact, in game 1, I think he scored 7 points on 2 for 11. That's far from great. But anyway, in that series, Jordan did make miscues. He made errors. But what about the closeout game in the 96 Eastern Conference Finals against Orlando, game 4? Does anybody ever talk about that game? Well, I got a clip for you for anybody who either doesn't remember or just doesn't know how ridiculous Jordan was in that game. Here you go.
The Magic's defense to start this ballgame out, something different.
Michael Jordan.
And something like this could happen if his ball club wasn't ready.
But Michael Jordan, Lockman has been saying, well, O'Neal will be a great player someday. Nice move by Michael Jordan. Now Dennis Scott is guarding Michael Jordan, who shoots over him. Pippen, Kukoc, and Bushler. Michael Jordan makes it 5 for 5. Shot clock at 5. Jordan posting up Bowie. And continues the superb shooting. 6 for 6 from the field. Pippen for 3. Jordan with the rebound. Michael Jordan, 7 for 7 from the field. Awaiting the winner between Seattle and Utah. Jordan.
He's not going to beat me baseline anyway. Gave him the middle.
Jordan hits the 3. Shot clock at 7. Jordan operating against Bowie. Yes, and it counts. Third quarter. Jordan to the fadeaway. Shot clock at 6. Jordan, yes. Chicago lead. After they trail most of the way. Jordan. Michael Jordan with 39. Fifth game in Chicago. Jordan for 3. Michael Jordan with 42 points. Shot clock at 5. Jordan with the pull-up. Yes. 45 points for Michael Jordan. He is 16 for 22 in what has been another extraordinary performance.
I think Jordan's final numbers were, in game 4 against Orlando, 16 for 23, 69.6% from the field, 45 points. He just jacked them up. And I think he missed those free throws at the end. I do. I believe this. Because this is Jordan, man. He does this stuff. He's petty, no doubt about it. He had a chance to get either 46 or 47 points. In his mind, he's thinking, Nick Anderson said, oh, 45 ain't 23. I bet he hung 45 on those guys on purpose. I do. And I know some people are going to say, oh, don't be ridiculous. Jordan would never miss free throws. I'm telling you, I think Jordan is more petty than he is worried about his free throw percentage. I do. I believe that. Anyway, that's all I got for this video. I wanted to put this one out. Like I said, people like Dreamers Pro, Scap Attack, they love Kobe. I'm not saying he's a bad player. No, I'm not saying that at all. But he was nowhere near as efficient a shooter as Michael Jordan was. He just wasn't. And I understand about, the eras, and Jordan, Kobe played in the defensive era in the early 2000s, but he also played when they took hand checking away at the end of the 2000s and even into the early 2010s. So I don't know that I would just say that Kobe only played in a defensive era. He had many opportunities to put up big games, and he put them up in the regular season. He just didn't do it in the playoffs. LeBron James has the same issue. He's got one playoff game ever over 50 points. So same exact thing with Kobe, only one. And I just think if you're going to bring up Kobe Bryant, oh, he put up 81 and he did this and that in the regular season, and then not talk about the playoffs? Yeah, we know you're omitting something, because you know head to head when it comes to Kobe versus Michael Jordan, come on. Kobe is not just behind Jordan. There's players in between the two of them. Stop being ridiculous. Kobe was nowhere near the efficient shooter that Jordan was, and he didn't have the scoring prowess that Jordan did in the playoffs. He just didn't, and that's okay. Doesn't mean he's a bad player. I respect Kobe Bryant a lot. I really do. But come on, he's not 1B. He's not number 2. Just knock it off, all right? I get it. He's your favorite player. You got heavy biases. But he's just not. He's not number 2. Great player. He's in my top 5, but he's not the second best player of all time. He's not right there with Jordan. He just isn't. So anyway, that's all I got for this video. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked it, please hit the like button. If you wouldn't mind sharing it, that would be great. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. I've been giving daily content. And that's it. Until next time.